The old trading outpost floated
3
in the
days
darkness of
passed.
space like a forgotten
Valley did not
toy.
leave the cargo
Its
hold.
lights
Tay
flickered
did not
weakly.
force her.
Its corridors
Every
were
morning,
empty.
he brought food
Tay
and water
walked
through the broken
He
hallways
placed them
with
near
a
her
flashlight
corner and
in
walked
one
away.
hand and a scanner in
He
the
never
other.
touched her.
He was looking
He
for
never
cargo
demanded
to salvage.
anything.
He
He
just
found
spoke
only
a few
dust
soft
and
words
silence.
and left.
Tay was 32
Good morning,
years
Valley.
old.
I brought breakfast.
He had dark eyes and a
The ship
tired
is
face.
flying smoothly.
He used to be a military
reach the
medic,
station
but those
in
days
11
were behind
days.
him now.
Valley
These
watched
days
him
he
from
flew
the
a small
shadows.
cargo ship called
She
the
watched
Wanderer.
him leave.
He traveled alone.
Then she ate alone.
He preferred
She
it
did not
that way.
understand this
People
human.
asked too many questions. Every other creature she
People
had
wanted
known
too much
wanted
from him.
something from her. The emptiness of
Her
space
owners
was
had
simpler.
wanted her
The
powers.
outpost had been raided
They
by
had
pirates
forced her to
3
feel
weeks
their
ago.
emotions.
Everyone
to take
had
away
fled
their
or
pain and
died.
sadness.
Tay did
They
not
had drained
expect
her
to find
until
anything
she was
valuable.
empty. Then
He
they
was
had
only
thrown
here
her
because
away
his
when she
fuel
became
was
too
low,
weak,
and he needed to
but
check
this
for
human
supplies.
wanted nothing.
He kicked
He
open the
asked for
storage
nothing.
room door and swept
He
his
just brought
flashlight
food
across
and
the
spoke
darkness.
softly and
Empty
left.
crates,
It
broken
confused
glass.
her. Nothing
It
scared
useful.
her.
He was about to
She
leave
kept
when
waiting
he heard
for the
something.
trap. A
The
soft
trick
sound like
The
humming.
moment when he would show
Like a small
his true
voice
self,
singing very
that
quietly.
moment never
Tay
came.
stopped.
He
On
listened.
the fourth night,
The
Tay
sound
sat
came
outside
from a large
the cargo
metal
hold
container
with a
in the
book.
corner.
He
It was
began to
sealed
read
shut
aloud.
with heavy locks.
His voice was calm
Someone
and
had
steady.
tried very hard to keep
The
it
words
closed.
were strange
He
to
walked
Valley.
closer. Poetry.
The
he
humming
called it.
stopped. Old words
Now there
from
was
a
only
planet
silence,
called
but
Earth.
it was a
words
frightened
about
silence.
rivers and mountains and
The
feelings.
silence of something
She did
alive
not understand.
trying not to be
She
found.
listened from her
Tay
dark
broke
corner.
the locks with his tool.
She did not come
He
closer.
pulled the container open.
But she listened.
Inside,
Tay
curled
read
into
for
a
an
tiny
hour.
ball, was a
Then he
creature
closed
had
the
never
book and
seen
said
before.
goodnight and went to sleep.
She was
The
small,
next night,
very
he read
small,
again.
no taller than
And
1
the
meter.
next.
Her skin
And
was
the
pale
next.
blue and
On the
covered with
seventh
soft
night,
patterns
Valley
that
moved
should have
a
been
little
glowing,
closer to the door.
But the glow was weak.
She could see him
almost
now.
gone.
Her
He sat
eyes
with his
were
back
large
against
and
the
dark,
wall,
like
the
deep
book in his
pools of
hands,
water.
his voice filling
They
the
stared
quiet
up
ship.
at him with pure
He
terror.
looked
Tired.
She was
He
a
looked
Moran.
sad.
Tay had
But
heard
his
of
voice
them.
was
They
gentle.
were
Dot
rare.
when he finished.
They
He
had
looked up
special
and saw her
powers.
watching from the doorway.
They could feel emotions
He did
and
not
share them
smile.
with others.
He did not
Because
move
of
toward
this,
her.
they were hunted,
He simply nodded.
sold, used.
Good night,
Rich
Valley.
aliens paid fortunes
She did not
to own
answer.
them.
They
But she did
drained
not
the
run
Morans
away
of their
either.
feelings like batteries.
Tay had a friend
Most
named
Morans
Hannah.
did not
She was a
survive
mechanic
long
who
in
lived on a
captivity.
distant
This one
station.
looked close to death.
They spoke
through
"Please,"
hologram
she
calls.
whispered. Hannah
Her
had
voice
a
was
round
small
face
and broken.
bright eyes and a voice
Please
that
do
was
not
always
sell me.
cheerful.
Please,
You
I
found
will
a
be good.
Moran?
I will
Hannah
be
said,
quiet during their
"Please."
call. Tay
Her
felt
eyes
something
were
crack
wide.
inside his chest.
Tay,
do you know how
it was a
dangerous
feeling
that is?
he had buried long
People
ago.
will come looking for
The
her.
feeling of wanting
I
to
know,
protect
Tay
someone
said.
smaller than himself.
Then why did you take her?
He had felt it
Tay
once
was quiet
before
for
with
a
his
moment.
younger sister,
Because she
but
was
his sister
dying.
was dead now.
Because she was
He
alone.
could not save her.
Because I could
He had
not
carried
leave her
that
there.
failure for 10
Hannah
years.
sighed.
He looked
But
at
she
this
understood.
tiny creature shaking
She
in
had
the
known
dark.
Tay for many years.
She expected him to hurt her.
She knew about his
Everyone
sister.
had hurt her.
She knew
That was
about
all
the
she
guilt
knew.
he carried.
Tay slowly took off
Morans
his jacket.
need more than food.
He held it
Hannah
out to
said.
her, not moving closer.
I did some research.
I am not going
They
to
need
sell
emotional
you, he
warmth,
said. Connection.
His voice was
Without
calm
it, they
and low.
fade away.
I am not going to
Their
hurt
glow
you.
dies. My name is Tay.
Then they
I have a
die.
ship. It is
Tay
warm
looked
there.
toward
There
the
is
cargo
food.
hold.
The
She
Miran
will
did
not let
move.
me near her.
She did not
Then
believe
be
him.
patient.
Why would she?
Show her you are
Every
safe.
promise made to her
She will
had
come
been
to
a
you when
lie.
she is ready.
Tay placed the
So
jacket
Tay
on
was
the ground
patient.
in front of her.
He kept reading. Then he stepped back.
He kept
bringing food.
He sat down on an
He
old
kept his
crate
distance.
across the room.
On the 10th
He
night,
did not
Valley
stare
finally
at her.
spoke.
Tay
He
looked
looked
to
at the
find her
ceiling
standing
instead.
beside his bed.
I will wait.
Her glow
he
was
said.
faint. You can decide.
Her eyes were filled with
If you want to
questions.
come with me,
Why?
you can.
She
If
asked.
you want to stay here,
Her voice
I will
was
leave
barely a
supplies
whisper.
for you.
Tay sat up
But
slowly.
I think you will die if you
Why
stay.
what?
This place
Why
has
have
no
you not
power.
touched my mind?
No heat,
No
every
food?
other being
Minutes
tries to use
passed.
my powers.
Tay did not move.
They take and
He
take
heard
until
small
I have
sounds,
nothing left.
shuffling, breathing. But you have
Then
not
he felt
tried.
something light touch his
Not
knee.
once.
He looked
Why?
down.
Tay
The
looked
Moran
at her.
had crawled over to
I
him.
do not know how to
She
touch
had
your
wrapped
mind,
his jacket around
he
her
said
thin
honestly.
shoulders.
And even
Her
if
glow
I
was
did,
still
I would
weak,
not do
but her
it.
eyes were looking
Your
at him
powers are
differently now.
yours.
Still afraid.
Not mine.
But also something
I have
else.
no right to
a
them.
tiny
spark of hope.
Veli stared at
What
him.
is your name?
Her eyes searched
gently.
his face for lies.
Veli, she whispered.
She found none. Veli, everyone
repeated.
wants something. That
She
is a
said.
nice name.
What do
Are
you
you
want?
hungry, Veli?
Tay thought
She
about
nodded
it.
slowly.
I want
Dot
you to
Tay
feel
stood
safe,
up carefully.
he said.
He did not
That
make
is
sudden
all?
movements. Veli sat
He
down
held
on
out
the
his
edge of
hand,
his bed,
palm
up, like offering
She was still
food
careful.
to a scared animal.
Still ready
Veli
to run?
looked at his hand for
But
a
she
long
was
moment.
closer now than she had ever
Then,
been.
with trembling fingers,
I do not
she placed
understand
her small
you,
hand in
she
his
said.
dot. Her skin was
You
cold.
do not have to understand
cold,
me,
she
Tay was
replied.
dying.
Tay
You
felt
just have
anger
to know
rise
that
in
I
his
will
chest.
not hurt you.
Not at her. At the
Silence
universe.
filled the room.
At the creatures
Then
who
Valley
had locked
spoke
her in
again,
a box and
her
left
voice
her to
small
rot.
and broken.
He picked her up gently.
My family sold me.
She
She
weighed
said almost nothing.
When I was young, he carried her through the
They
dark
sold me to
hallways
traders.
back to his ship.
The traders
She
sold me to
buried her
rich
face
aliens.
against his chest. I have been
She was
passed
shaking.
from owner
You are
to
safe
owner
now,
for many
Tay
years.
said quietly.
Everyone
He did
takes
not
from
know
me.
if
If
it
it
was
was true.
No one
Keeping
gives.
a
Moran was dangerous.
I have never met a
People
being
would come
who did
looking
not
for
want
her.
to use me.
There would be trouble.
Tay felt a
He knew
deep
this.
sadness
He
in
did
his
not
chest.
care.
On the
Not
ship,
his own sadness.
he set her down in
Hers.
the cargo
It
hold.
radiated from her
He
like
found a
cold air
blanket
from
and wrapped
ice.
it around her.
I'm sorry.
He brought a
said.
bowl of nutrient
That
paste
should
and
never
placed it
have
in front of
happened
her.
to you.
She
Why do
grabbed
you
it
care?
with both hands and ate
Tay
like
was
she had
quiet.
not seen food in weeks.
Then he spoke about something
She probably
he had never
not
told
done.
anyone.
Tay sat by the door.
I had a
giving her
sister,
space.
he said.
I'm going
Her
to
name
fly
was
us
Yuna.
away from
She
here.
was small,
He said.
brave, always
There is
smiling.
a station 2 weeks from
When
now.
I was a medic in the
We
military,
will be
our
safe
colony
there.
was attacked.
You can rest
I
until
tried
then.
to save her.
Valley finished
I
eating.
failed.
She looked
She
at
died
him with
in
her
my
large
arms.
dark eyes.
Valley
She
listened.
did not speak.
Her glow
But for the
flickered.
first time, her
I know
skin
what it
glowed
feels
just
like
a
to
little
be
bit
alone.
brighter.
Tay
Tay
continued.
nodded and walked to the cockpit.
I know what it feels like
He started
to lose
the
everything.
engines. The
I
Wanderer
cannot bring my
lifted off
sister
and
back,
flew into the stars.
But maybe I can help
Behind
someone
him
else
in the cargo hold.
Maybe
a
I
tiny
can make
alien
sure you
watched
do
the
not
door
feel
where he had
alone
disappeared.
anymore.
She
A
did
tear
not
fell
trust
down
him,
Valley's
not
cheek.
yet. But
It
he had
glowed
not hurt
faintly
her.
as it dropped.
He had given
She
her
did
food
not
and
speak.
warmth.
She
He
simply
had
moved
spoken
closer
softly.
and sat beside
Maybe,
him.
she thought, just
Not
maybe
touchy,
this human was
but
different.
close. She
Close
pulled the
enough to
blanket
feel his
tighter
warmth.
and closed
They
her
sat
eyes.
together in silence
For the
until
first time in
morning.
many
When
years,
Tay
Valley
woke the
slept
next
without
day.
nightmares.
He found a small blanket
3 days
folded on
passed.
his pilot seat.
Valley did not
Valley
leave the
was
cargo
pretending
hold.
to sleep
Tay
in the
did not
cargo
force her.
hold.
But he saw
Every
her
morning,
watching through
he brought food
half-closed
and water.
eyes.
He smiled.
He placed
and
them
wrapped
near
the
her
blanket
corner
around
and
his
walked away.
shoulders. Thank
He
you,
never
Valley.
touched her. Her glow
He never
pulsed
demanded
softly.
anything. It was
He
the
just spoke
Moran
a
way
few
of
soft
smiling
words and
for
left.
the first time.
Good morning,
Tay
Valley.
felt
I
that
brought
maybe
breakfast.
everything would be okay.
The ship is flying
And somewhere in the
smoothly.
cargo hold,
We
Valley
will
felt
reach
the same
station
thing.
in 11 days.
A tiny spark of hope.
Valley watched
growing
him from the
slowly in
shadows.
darkness. They
She
were
watched
still
him
strangers.
leave. But
Then
they
she
were
ate
strangers
alone.
learning
She
to
did not
trust.
understand this human. Every other creature she had known wanted something from her. Her owners had wanted her powers. They had forced her to feel their emotions, to take away their pain and sadness. They had drained her until she was empty. Then they had thrown her away when she became too weak. But this human wanted nothing. He asked for nothing. He just brought food and spoke softly and left. It confused her. It scared her. She kept waiting for the trap. The trick. The moment when he would show his true self, that moment never came. On the 4th night, Tay sat outside the cargo hold with a book. He began to read aloud. His voice was calm and steady. The words were strange to Veli, poetry, he called it. Old words from a planet called Earth, words about rivers and mountains and feelings. She did not understand. She listened from her dark corner. She did not come closer. But she listened. Tay read for an hour. Then he closed the book and said good night and went to sleep. The next night he read again. And the next. And the next. On the 7th night, Veli moved a little closer to the door. She could see him now. He sat with his back against the wall, the book in his hands, his voice filling the quiet ship. He looked tired. He looked sad. But his voice was gentle. When he finished, he looked up and saw her watching from the doorway. He did not smile. He did not move toward her. He simply nodded. Good night, Veli. She did not answer. But she did not run away either. Progress. Tay had a friend named Hannah. She was a mechanic who lived on a distant station. They spoke through hologram calls. Hannah had a round face and bright eyes and a voice that was always cheerful. You found a Moran? Hannah said during their call. Her eyes were wide. Tay, do you know how dangerous that is? People will come looking for her. I know, Tay said. Then why did you take her? Tay was quiet for a moment. Because she was dying. Because she was alone. Because I could not leave her there. Hannah sighed. But she understood. She had known Tay for many years. She knew about his sister. She knew about the guilt he carried. Morans need more than food, Hannah said. I did some research. They need emotional warmth, connection. Without it, they fade away. Their glow dies. Then they die. Tay looked toward the cargo hold. She will not let me near her. Then be patient. Show her you are safe. She will come to you when she is ready. So Tay was patient. He kept reading. He kept bringing food. He kept his distance. On the 10th night, Veli finally spoke. Tay woke to find her standing beside his bed. Her glow was faint. Her eyes were filled with questions. Why? She asked. Her voice was barely a whisper. Tay sat up slowly. Why what? Why have you not touched my mind? Every other being tries to use my powers. They take and take until I have nothing left. But you have not tried. Not once. Why? Tay looked at her. I do not know how to touch your mind, he said honestly. And even if I did, I would not do it. Your powers are yours. Not mine. I have no right to them. Veli stared at him. Her eyes searched his face for lies. She found none. Everyone wants something, she said. What do you want? Tay thought about it. I want you to feel safe, he said. That is all? Veli sat down on the edge of his bed. She was still careful. Still ready to run? But she was closer now than she had ever been. I do not understand you, she said. You do not have to understand me, Tay replied. You just have to know that I will not hurt you. Silence filled the room. Then Veli spoke again, her voice small and broken. My family sold me, she said. When I was young, they sold me to traders. The traders sold me to rich aliens. I have been passed from owner to owner for many years. Everyone takes from me. No one gives? I have never met a being who did not want to use me. Tay felt a deep sadness in his chest. Not his own sadness, hers. It radiated from her like cold air from ice. I'm sorry, he said. That should never have happened to you. Why do you care? Tay was quiet. Then he spoke about something he had never told anyone. I had a sister, he said. Her name was Yuna. She was small, brave, always smiling. When I was a medic in the military, our colony was attacked. I tried to save her. I failed. She died in my arms. Veli listened. Her glow flickered. I know what it feels like to be alone, Tay continued. I know what it feels like to lose everything. I cannot bring my sister back, but maybe I can help someone else. Maybe I can make sure you do not feel alone anymore. A tear fell down Veli's cheek. It glowed faintly as it dropped. She did not speak. She simply moved closer and sat beside him. Not touching, but close. Close enough to feel his warmth. They sat together in silence until morning. When Tay woke the next day, he found a small blanket folded on his pilot seat. Velia was pretending to sleep in the cargo hold, but he saw her watching through half-closed eyes. He smiled and wrapped the blanket around his shoulders. Thank you, Veli. Her glow pulsed softly. It was the Miran way of smiling. For the first time, Tay felt that maybe everything would be okay. And somewhere in the cargo hold, Veli felt the same thing. A tiny spark of hope, growing slowly in the darkness. They were still strangers, but they were strangers learning to trust. Helix Station was the largest place Veli had ever seen. Ships flew in every direction. Lights blinked in 1,000 colors. Aliens of all shapes and sizes walked through the crowded corridors. There were tall ones with 4 arms, short ones with scales, floating ones with no legs at all. The noise was everywhere. Voices, engines, music from distant shops. Veli held Tay's hand tightly. Her eyes were wide with wonder and fear. Stay close, Tay said gently. I will not let anything happen to you. They walked through the busy halls toward the registration office. Tay needed to file papers. He was going to register Veli as his dependent. It was a legal trick. Not quite legal, not quite illegal. It would give her protection, but it would also draw attention. The officer at the desk was a bored-looking alien with gray skin and too many eyes. He looked at the papers. He looked at Veli. He looked back at Tay. A Miran? He said, You know these are valuable, yes? Many people will want her. She is not for sale, Tay said firmly. She is family. The officer shrugged and stamped the papers. Your problem, human. They walked out into the station. Veli tugged at Tay's sleeve. Family? She asked quietly. Tay looked down at her. Yes, family. Veli's glow brightened. She did not fully understand what family meant. But the way Tay said it made her feel warm inside. They found a small room to rent. It was not fancy. Just 2 beds, a tiny kitchen, and a window that looked out at the stars. But to Veli it was beautiful. She had never had a room before. She had always lived in cages and containers. She touched the bed with careful fingers. "This is mine?" "This is yours," Tay said. Veli sat on the bed. She bounced a little. A small smile crossed her face. It was the first real smile Tay had seen from her. 2 days later, Hannah arrived. She burst through the door with bags of food and gifts and a smile that could light up a dark room. "Where is she?" "Where's the little one?" Veli hid behind Tay, frightened by this loud stranger. Hannah immediately softened. She knelt down and spoke gently. "Hello, Veli. My name is Hannah. I am Tay's friend. I brought you something." She held out a small box. Inside was a hair clip shaped like a star. It sparkled in the light. Veli looked at it with wide eyes. No one had ever given her a gift before. She reached out slowly and took the box. "For me?" she whispered. "For you," Hannah said with a warm smile. Over the next few days, Hannah became Veli's first real friend. She taught Veli how to play card games. She showed her music from Earth. She braided Veli's hair and put the star clip in it. For the first time in her life, Veli laughed. A real laugh. It was small and soft, but it was real. Tay watched from across the room. He felt something he had not felt in years. Peace, but peace never lasts. On the 5th day, Sung came to their door. He was the station's security chief. A big man with a hard face and sharp eyes. He looked at Veli with suspicion. "So this is the Moran," he said. "You know you are causing trouble, human. Word is spreading. A Moran on the station." "People are talking. Let them talk," Tay said. "You do not understand. These people will not just talk. They will come. They will try to take her." Sung crossed his arms. Why risk so much for one small alien? Tay stood tall. "Because she is not cargo. She is not property. She is a person. And she is my family." Sung stared at him for a long moment. Then, slowly, his hard expression softened just a little. "You humans are strange," he said. "But I respect your courage. I will keep an eye out for trouble." He left. Veli came out from behind the curtain where she had been hiding. "He was scary," she said. "He is trying to help," Tay said. "In his own way." That night, Veli could not sleep. She walked to where Tay sat by the window, looking at the stars. "Tay," she said softly, "I feel something in you. A deep sadness. It is always there. Even when you smile." Tay did not answer for a moment. Then he nodded. "My sister. I still miss her." Veli climbed onto the chair beside him. She closed her eyes and placed her small hand on his arm. Suddenly, Tay felt something. Warmth. Comfort. It spread through his chest like sunlight. The pain was still there, but it felt lighter. Easier to carry. He looked at Veli with surprise. Her glow was bright now, the brightest it had ever been. "What did you do?" he asked. "I shared my feeling with you," she said. "My gratitude? My hope. You gave me so much. I wanted to give something back." Tay felt tears in his eyes. He had not cried in 10 years. Not since his sister died. But now the tears fell freely. They were not sad tears. They were healing tears. "Thank you, Veli," he whispered. The next morning, a wealthy alien came to their door. His name was Dren. He was a Corvani, tall and thin with cold eyes. He wore expensive clothes and spoke with a smooth voice. "I hear you have a Moran," Dren said. "I will pay you 1 million credits for her. Think about it. You could buy 10 ships with that money." Tay did not hesitate. "No," Dren's smile faded. "Everyone has a price, human." "Not me," Tay said. "And not her. She is not for sale. Leave." Dren's eyes turned cold. "You are making a mistake. Humans are soft. That softness will destroy you." He walked away. But Tay saw the look in his eyes. This was not over. That night, Veli found Tay on the observation deck. She had heard everything. Why? She asked. I am not worth so much trouble. You could take the money. You could have a better life. Tay knelt down to her level. He looked into her large, dark eyes. You are worth more than any money, he said. You are kind. You are brave. You survive things that would break most beings. And you are my family now. I will never let anyone take you. Never. Veli's glow blazed bright. Brighter than it had ever been. She threw her small arms around Tay's neck and held on tight. For the first time in her life, she felt truly safe, and somewhere deep inside, she finally understood what family meant. The alarm came at midnight. Sung's voice crackled through the communication system. Tay, wake up. We have a problem. 3 ships just docked at the station. Syndicate ships. They are here for the Moran. Tay was out of bed in seconds. Veli woke beside him, her glow flickering with fear. What is happening? She whispered. Trouble, Tay said. He grabbed her hand. Come with me now. They ran through the dark corridors of the station. Tay's heart pounded in his chest. The Syndicate. He had heard of them. They were the biggest trafficking ring in the galaxy. They bought and sold living beings like products. They had no mercy. No limits. And now they were here for Veli. Dren had sold her location. The rich Corvani had done this out of anger. Out of pride. Because a simple human had refused him, Sung met them at the docking bay. His face was grim. I have stalled them with paperwork. They have documents claiming ownership of the Moran. Forged, probably, but good enough to cause legal delays. You have maybe 1 hour before they cut through the bureaucracy. 1 hour, Tay said. That is enough. Hannah, take Veli to the ship. Hide in the cargo hold. Lock the doors. Hannah nodded and took Veli's hand. But Veli pulled back. No, she said. I do not want to leave you. Tay knelt down. He placed his hands on her shoulders. Veli, listen to me. I need you to be brave. I need you to go with Hannah and hide. I will come for you. I promise. What if they hurt you? Tears formed in her eyes. They will not, Tay said. But they both knew it might be a lie. Veli hugged him tight. Then she let Hannah lead her away. Tay turned to Sung. Can you buy me more time? I will try, Sung said. But these are dangerous people, Tay. They will not stop until they get what they want. Then I will stop them. Tay walked to the main entrance of the docking bay. 3 enforcers stood there. They were big, muscular, covered in armor. They looked at Tay like he was an insect. Where is the Moran? The lead enforcer asked. His voice was deep and cold. She is not here, Tay said. And she is not yours. The enforcer laughed. We have legal papers. She belongs to the Syndicate. She always has. The human who took her is a thief. Those papers are fake, Tay said. And even if they were real, I would not give her to you. She is a person, not property. The enforcer stepped closer. He was twice Tay's size. You are 1 human. We are 3 trained soldiers. Do you really think you can stop us? Tay did not move. I can try. The first punch came fast. Tay dodged it and struck back. His fist connected with the enforcer's jaw. Pain shot through his hand. It was like hitting stone. But the enforcer stumbled. The other 2 attacked together. Tay fought with everything he had. He was not a soldier anymore, but his body remembered the training. He blocked. He kicked. He threw punches until his knuckles bled, but he was outnumbered. A blow caught him in the ribs. Another in the face. He fell to the ground. The enforcers stood over him, laughing. Stupid human, one of them said. All this for a worthless creature. Tay spat blood and pushed himself up. She is not worthless. She is worth more than all of you combined. He stood again. His legs shook. His vision blurred. But he stood. The enforcers stopped laughing. They looked at each other with confusion. This human should have stayed down. Why did he keep fighting? You will have to kill me, Tay said. Because I will never stop. Never. The lead enforcer pulled out a weapon. That can be arranged. Suddenly, alarms screamed through the station. Station security flooded into the docking bay. Soong led them, weapon raised. Drop your weapons, Soong shouted. You are violating station law. Your papers have been rejected. You have no legal claim here. The enforcers hesitated. They were outnumbered now. But they were not finished. Forget the human, the leader said. Find the Miran. She's on the ship. They ran toward the Wanderer. Tay tried to follow, but his body gave out. He collapsed to his knees. Go? He shouted to Soong. Protect her. Soong and his officers chased the enforcers. Gunfire echoed through the docking bay. Tay forced himself to stand and limp toward his ship. Inside the cargo hold, Hana held Veli in her arms. They heard the fighting outside. The door shook as someone tried to break in. It is okay, Hana whispered. Tay will come. He promised. The door exploded open. An enforcer stepped through, his eyes locking on Veli. There you are, he said with a cruel smile. He grabbed Veli's arm and pulled her away from Hana. Veli screamed. The sound was filled with terror, with memories of all the pain she had suffered. All the hands that had grabbed her and used her and thrown her away. Something inside. Her broke. No, not broke. Awakened, Veli looked into the enforcer's eyes. Her glow blazed white-hot. And then she released everything. All her pain, all her fear, all her years of suffering. She pushed it into the enforcer's mind. Not to drain him, not to take, but to make him feel what she had felt. The enforcer screamed. He fell to his knees, clutching his head. Tears poured from his eyes. His body shook with sobs. He felt every moment of her captivity, every beating, every cruel word, every time she had wished for death. Make it stop, he begged. Please, make it stop. Veli released him. He collapsed unconscious on the floor. The other two enforcers saw what happened. They saw their strongest soldier crying like a child. Fear filled their eyes. They turned and ran. Soong's officers caught them at the exit. The fight was over. Tay stumbled into the cargo hold. Blood covered his face. His arm hung at his side. But when he saw Veli standing there, glowing bright and alive, he smiled. Veli, he said weakly, are you okay? Veli ran to him. She wrapped her arms around him as he collapsed to his knees. You almost died, she whispered. For me. That is what family does, Tay said. Hana called for medical help. Soong arrested Dren for conspiracy. The syndicate enforcers were taken away in chains. Later, in the medical bay, Veli sat beside Tay's bed. She held his bandaged hand while he slept. Thank you, she whispered. Thank you for fighting for me. No one has ever done that before. Tay opened his eyes. He was weak, but he managed a small smile. I told you, he said. I will never let anyone take you, never. Veli's glow pulsed warm and bright. She climbed onto the bed beside him and curled up against his side. For the first time in her life, she had someone who would fight for her, and she knew, without any doubt, that she was finally home. 1 year later, everything was different. Tay no longer flew cargo ships through empty space. He no longer lived alone with only silence for company. Now he had a small house on a quiet colony world. Green fields stretched in every direction. 2 suns hung in the sky, painting everything in gold, and he had Veli. She stood beside him in the repair shop he had built. Tools hung on the walls. Machines hummed quietly. Customers came from the nearby farms to fix their equipment. Veli handed Tay the parts he needed and chatted with everyone who walked through the door. She had grown so much in 1 year. Not in height? Miran stayed small forever. But she had grown in other ways. Her glow was constant now, warm and steady like a small sun. Her voice was stronger. Her smile was quicker. She laughed easily and often. The darkness in her eyes was fading. Hana visited often. She brought gifts and stories and her endless cheerful energy. She had taught Veli how to cook, how to dance, how to sing silly songs. They were like sisters now. Seung sent packages every few months, books, games, a tiny model ship for Veli's room. He never visited in person. He said he was too busy. But Tae knew the truth. The old security chief had grown soft for the little Miran. He just did not know how to show it. Life was peaceful, simple, good. Then the message came. A hologram appeared in Tae's shop one morning. It showed an official-looking alien in formal robes, a representative of the Galactic Council. Tae of Earth, the representative said, and Veli of the Miran. The Council has been watching your case with great interest. The events at Helix Station have brought attention to the suffering of the Miran people. We are considering new laws, new protections, and we wish for Veli to testify. Veli's glow flickered with fear. She grabbed Tae's hand. Testify? She whispered. Tell your story, the representative explained. Share what happened to you. Help the Council understand why these laws are needed. The hologram faded. Veli looked up at Tae with wide eyes. I cannot do it, she said. I cannot speak in front of all those people. What if they do not believe me? What if they laugh? Tae knelt down beside her. He held her hands in his. You do not have to do anything, he said gently. If you do not want to speak, that is okay. No one will force you. Veli was quiet for a moment. But if I speak, maybe I can help others? Other Mirans who are still trapped? Maybe, Tae said. But only if you are ready. This is your choice, Veli, only yours. Veli thought about it for a long time. She thought about the container where Tae had found her. She thought about all the dark years before. She thought about how close she had come to dying alone and forgotten. Then she thought about other Mirans, still trapped, still suffering, still waiting for someone to help them. I will do it, she said. Her voice was small but steady. I will tell my story. The testimony was held through a hologram connection. Veli sat in Tae's living room, but her image appeared before the entire Galactic Council. Thousands of representatives from hundreds of worlds watched and listened. I was shaking. Her glow flickered nervously. Tae sat beside her, holding her hand where the camera could not see. You are brave, he whispered. I believe in you. Veli took a deep breath. And then she spoke. She told them everything. The family that sold her, the traders who chained her, the owners who used her until she had nothing left. She spoke about the darkness, the pain, the years when she wished she would simply stop existing. Then she spoke about Tae. I was dying in a broken container on an empty station, she said. I had given up? I thought no one in the galaxy cared whether I lived or died. Then a human found me. Her voice grew stronger. He did not want to use me. He did not want to sell me. He gave me food and warmth and asked for nothing in return. When hunters came for me, he fought them. He nearly died protecting me. And when I asked him why, he said it was because I was family. Tears rolled down her cheeks, but she kept speaking. I did not know what family meant before I met him. I did not know that kindness existed. But humans taught me. They taught me that there are beings in this galaxy who protect the weak not because it helps them, but because it is right. She looked directly into the camera. Her glow blazed bright. Please, she said, help my people. Pass these laws. Give Mirans the protection they deserve. Let no more children suffer as I did. And remember that it was a human who showed the galaxy what compassion looks like. She finished speaking. Silence filled the council chamber. Then, slowly, one representative began to applaud. Then another. Then another. The sound grew until the entire chamber was filled with it. 3 days later, the laws were passed. Mirans were granted full legal personhood. Trafficking them became a crime punishable by permanent imprisonment. Rescue missions were launched to find those still in captivity. Veli's testimony had changed everything. News spread across the galaxy. Humans became known as the species who defended the forgotten. The ones who fought for those who could not fight for themselves. Not for money, not for power, but simply because it was the right thing to do. Back on the colony world, Veli and Tay sat on the porch of their little house. The twin suns were setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. The fields glowed gold. Tay, Veli said softly, yes? What is the human word for someone who saves you? Someone who takes care of you and protects you and becomes your family? Tay thought about it. A smile crossed his face. I think the word you are looking for is father. Veli was quiet for a moment. Then her glow blazed brighter than it had ever been. She leaned against Tay's side, her small head resting on his arm. Then that is what you are, she said. My father. Tay felt tears in his eyes. Happy tears. Healing tears. He wrapped his arm around her and held her close. For 10 years he had carried the guilt of losing his sister. For 10 years he had been empty and alone. But now, sitting on this porch with this tiny alien who had become his daughter, he felt something he thought he had lost forever. Hope. I never thought I would have a family again, he said quietly. Veli looked up at him. Her large, dark eyes were filled with love. Now you do, she said. They sat together and watched the sun set. Two broken souls who had found each other in the darkness of space. A human who had lost everything and a tiny alien who had never had anything. Now they had each other, and somewhere in the stars, other Morans were being rescued. Other families were being formed. Other humans were showing the galaxy what it meant to be kind. The universe was vast and often cruel. But in this one small corner, on this one quiet world, there was warmth and light and love, and that was enough. That was everything.